Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Mary and I love to share the many projects I have going on around here with you guys. So today I'm planning on painting an oak table. Now, as many of you have probably seen in my videos, right now our kitchen table is a nice old farmhouse table that I actually made myself. It's nothing fancy, but I took barn boards and made this white skirting, white legs, and then the wood top table. And I'm the only person in the family that really likes it, and I think it's because of the look. I love that farmhouse look. But sadly, a lot of water gets spilled on it because of the uneven top, and a lot of the people in my family kind of get tired of it, and they're always like, we have this big table downstairs, why can't we just have this table with the nice smooth top? So I thought I'll go ahead and paint it. That's the only way I want to use it in my kitchen, is if the whole thing is painted white. Now, I did paint it once before, refinished the top. It had gotten kind of orangish like a lot of the oak does, and the top had turned sticky, and I stripped it and refinished it, and I painted the skirting and the legs black. So for a while we had that in our kitchen. I still like that look, but I think with everything else, to tie it together, it needs to be white. And I'd still prefer my farmhouse table with the barn boards, but I guess I want to keep everyone happy while we eat, so I will go ahead and see if I can paint this. I did see an image on Pinterest that really inspired me, where someone had a complete white table and they used black chairs that even look kind of nice. So I thought that would kind of break it up if I used black chairs. I'll see how I like it. Right now our chairs are white, but I do have some black ones that are still from the same set I had originally gotten. They were black to begin with. So I'm kind of running a risk here. It's really cloudy out here. I'm not sure, am I crazy to think I can paint this table before it rains, but I'm going to start painting it, and my oldest son is home today and he can always help me move it quickly inside if it does start to sprinkle. This table is so heavy, I admit I could hardly carry it out. We took the legs off, and then this top is what was really heavy. It's solid oak, Amish built table. It's a really good table. We had actually got it as a gift from my parents when we got married. So it's a special table. I don't want to get rid of it. I'd rather paint it so we can actually use it. My plans are to use an exterior paint on it. I had recently redid a piece of furniture. You may have remembered that I used some of the exterior paint because I was afraid I wouldn't have enough of the interior. So when I went to sand the edges on that piece, I discovered this paint is really on there to stay. It was kind of harder to sand off than your interior paint, or so I thought. And I'll be using my sprayer to apply it. This will probably just be a short little video on me redoing this table, and I'm sure if you guys have any oak tables you don't really like anymore, you could use the same method. And if you don't have a sprayer, you could always roll or brush. I would do that if this was during the winter time and I couldn't come out here to spray paint. I would definitely be brushing and rolling because I need to paint whenever I want to. So join me as I work on this and we'll see how it goes. So as I started pouring the paint into my sprayer, I saw it had a few lumps, kind of probably dried paint pieces or whatever in it. And you absolutely cannot have that with a sprayer. It will plug for you. So I need to run in and get my screen that I use to screen the paint. It did end up sprinkling a little bit onto the tabletop. We quickly moved it inside, but I was going to apply a second coat anyway, so it should, cover up the little spots that the raindrops left. And I'll be honest here, guys, I am not really impressed with this paint. I don't think I will ever use it again. I don't know, is it the combination of we have really high humidity this morning, and with the, it being exterior paint, a semi-gloss, it's just taking a long time to dry, and I'm really having trouble that it wants to run for me, even if I just apply a thin coat. I've never had that happen with my good old Do It Best brand paint that I always use. And again, it might be the weather, but I probably won't risk it again so far. It's just not worth it to have to deal with running paint. I don't know, can you tell in the video here, but the whole top has hundreds of little drops of water, I guess, on it. And I think what I'll end up doing is once the paint has completely dried, I will just lightly sand it and then give it another coat. It should be okay, but I was kind of disappointed in myself because I knew it could happen and I should have just done this under the roof or just waited until a nicer day. Most of the day we had a pouring rain here, so this top has been sitting in the shop trying to dry, and now the sun is out again, so hopefully with the sun shining on it, it will dry soon. So I ended up sanding some of it down after it had dried because I had some paint runs, sanded that smooth and repainted and just tried to apply really light coats at a time, and it just took me forever to paint this table. But now we had nice sunshine today and I feel it's really nice and dry right now, and I am ready to sand the edges and distress this piece. And after I am finished with the sanding, I will probably apply the Annie Sloan Clear Wax. That does an amazing job at protecting a finish. I was a bit rushed in finishing this table since I had wanted to use it for that garden party I had featured last week. I did end up using it, but I feel with, again, the weather and the semi-gloss exterior paint, I should have allowed more drying time. To me, it felt a little bit sticky to the touch, not quite like an Annie Sloan Clear Wax, completely cured surface is supposed to feel. But I did end up using it. It turned out okay. And as I'm editing this video, the table even feels better than it did then. I feel it just took some time to cure. I want to work on creating a pretty centerpiece, an everyday centerpiece for this table. And I knew I wanted a table runner, so I found this awesome fabric at Zink's, a local fabric outlet store. And I could tell, by the feel of it, that it'll lay nice and flat. And I just love the farmhousey, if that's a word, design on it. It's got nice kind of blue-gray stripes. Looks almost like the grain sack stripes. And I will have this runner available on my Etsy shop in case you are looking for a table runner like this. The size I made for this table is 17 inches wide by 50 inches long. I also picked up this little pitcher at a thrift store, and when I saw it, I loved the shape of it. It's cute being clear like it is, but I knew I probably would end up painting it white, so that's what I did with this. I added the word gather to the pitcher, and I will also have this decal available on my Etsy shop in case any of you guys are interested in purchasing any, and I will link all this below. I guess this video is turning out to be a little longer than I had originally anticipated, But when I started putting things together here in the kitchen, I thought it would be nice if that black bench was either painted white or had a little slipcover or something over it. So I decided on the slipcover. I've never made a slipcover for a bench before, but I just roughly, measured the top and cut a piece of nice soft drop cloth fabric for the top, and I then made some ruffles to sew out around. The Gather decal measures around 3.5 inches high by 5 1/4 long. And like I said, I get my fabric at an outlet store, and of course they only have a certain amount available. So if you are interested in purchasing a table runner like this, I would urge you to hurry on over to my shop since I only have a limited amount available. I hope you enjoyed this video and are maybe inspired to, if you don't like the color or the stain of your kitchen table or any piece of furniture, paint does amazing things to your home. Of course, that is coming from someone who has probably literally painted every surface in this house, but I always look at it like it's probably one of the least expensive ways of getting an extremely different look. So as always, thank you so much for watching my videos. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you are all having a great week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!